Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome to Weekend Update. I'm Michael Che.
I'm Colin Jost. Sesame Street has introduced 2 new black Muppets to help explain racial difference to children, which begs the question, are these Muppets white?
It was announced that Harrison Ford will return for a 5th Indiana Jones movie. Unfortunately, it's called Indiana Jones and the Tomb of the Jamaican Nurse. I'm sorry. A New Jersey woman who posts pictures of herself rock climbing while naked says that it is not pornographic, but I don't know, that rock looks pretty hard. Vin Diesel has released a dance music song called Feel Like I Do. And look, I know a lot of people are making fun of him and saying it's terrible and he should stick to acting. Tom Cruise was recorded on the set of the new Mission Impossible movie yelling at the crew for violating COVID restrictions. Apparently, the crew was using camera tricks to make it appear like they were separated by 6 feet, when in reality it was closer to 5'4".
The CDC is warning about a salmonella outbreak that's linked to bird feeders. Yet another piece of bad news for people who eat out of bird feeders. It is dark. Sizzler restaurants have announced that as a result of the impact from COVID, they are filing for bankruptcy, which is probably a good idea since the Sizzler buffet is the closest thing America has to a Wuhan wet market. McDonald's announced that for a limited time, it's bringing back its spicy chicken McNuggets and mighty hot sauce, because there's never been a better time to breathe heavily and lick your fingers.
South Carolina lawmakers voted to add firing squad to its execution methods. And I think it's nice that people will finally get the chance to be shot after they're found guilty. Pennsylvania police arrested a couple after they raided their home and discovered $1 million worth of meth. For reference, this is what $1 million worth of meth looks like. This week, President Trump also refused to condemn the conspiracy group QAnon, saying, I know nothing about QAnon, which, come on, how could you not know about QAnon? You're on Twitter all day. That'd be like if I say, I know nothing about Lexington Steel. He's probably just never heard... You heard of him? He's probably just never heard the word QAnon out loud before. I bet when he got home, he's like, oh, you meant Canyon? I love those dudes. A Wisconsin man who was sentenced to 14 years in prison for robbing a bank said he did it because he decided to try something new. I like that attitude, said his cellmate. House Minority Whip Steve Scalise released a letter outlining the Republican agenda, which includes stopping Nancy Pelosi's socialist agenda. Oh, please. The only way Nancy Pelosi has a socialist agenda is if socialist is the name of a restaurant in Napa Valley.
NASA has announced plans to put a full 4G cell phone network on the moon, while AT&T has announced plans to put almost 2 bars on your Earth phone. Actress Gina Carano was fired from The Mandalorian after sharing controversial anti-Semitic posts on social media. Yeah, I don't know if Star Wars is the authority on what's anti-Semitic. Remember that desert junk dealer from Phantom Menace?
My tricks don't work on me. Only money.
If that's not Nazi propaganda, I don't know what is.
Will also return to full capacity, though they still recommend social distancing from that old guy powdering his balls.
Bud Light has introduced new flavors of its hard seltzers for the holiday season, including Apple Crisp, Peppermint Patty, and Ginger Snap. Though it's hard to taste the flavor when you're so drunk, you reach for a Bud Light Peppermint Patty. And hey guys, fun tip, you can also make your own Bud Light Peppermint Patty at home by combining scope and vodka. The retired admiral who oversaw the raid that killed Osama bin Laden is releasing a children's book. The book is a surprising collaboration called The Berenstain Bears Kill Osama bin Laden.
Trump has reportedly said to allies that he will have to be dragged out of the White House kicking and screaming. Good. Oh boy, a 102-year-old woman from New York who survived the 1918 Spanish flu has now beat coronavirus twice. But sadly, she was no match for my car.
Launched a Hebrew language version of their magazine, although as far as I know, it could have always been in Hebrew. And remember, with the Hebrew edition of Playboy, you look at the model's breasts from right to left. If you get that, mazel tov. This week unveiled President Obama's official second-term portrait, in which he now has a wide grin as opposed to the stoic pose of his first portrait, although this time he's probably just happy not to be photobombed. A man who drove his car into a Walmart, then began beating customers. Man, if there's one thing you don't expect to happen when you're shopping at a Walmart, it's for things to get worse. An annual bonfire night has chosen Lance Armstrong as this year's celebrity they will burn in effigy. Close one, said Jerry Sandusky. Point Sandusky. Philadelphia has created a new taco that replaces the shell with slices of bacon. Of course, no matter how good it tastes, you're still in Philadelphia. Concert tour this summer where tickets will be sold for just $20 and beer will be only $4, so maybe there will finally be a Kid Rock concert that's not packed with rich snobs. Pacino is in talks to play the late Penn State football coach Joe Paterno in a new movie. This will be Pacino's second film with the line, "Say hello to my little friend." Roger Goodell said this week that the high quality of HD TV is hurting attendance at the games since the experience of watching at home is so good. Is it, though, said guys with wives? Boy Scouts said Wednesday that they have delayed a vote on lifting their ban on homosexuals, saying they will need several more months to decide. Sure, take your time, fellas. Maybe go on an all-male camping trip, rub a couple of sticks together, sew a few badges onto your sash, and then let us know if you're comfortable with gay stuff. After that. Marijuana advocate Willie Nelson turned 80 years old this week, said Nelson, so few memories. A cab driver this week recorded Paris Hilton saying that she thinks gay men are disgusting and that most of them probably have AIDS. And if that changes your opinion of Paris Hilton, welcome aboard. We've been waiting for you. And was arrested after he told a knock-knock joke at a bar and for the punchline pulled down his pants and waved his genitals around, though some blame rests with the guy at the bar who asked, genitals who? 18-year-old boy sent his mother in 1967, finally arrived this week, 46 years later, so it looks like he might finally get picked up from camp. That a man is 17% more likely to get a woman's phone number if he's carrying a guitar, said a tuba player. A growing number of dairy farmers in the Midwest are dealing with the rising price of corn by feeding their cows candy such as marshmallows and gummy worms. Of course, it's a nightmare when it's time to get those cows to go to bed. Deli, which was famous for its overstuffed sandwiches named after celebrities, has closed after 75 years in business. Some are blaming the failure of the deli's latest sandwich, the Chicken Sandusky. A new study reveals that stopping to walk during a workout run is normal, and it's the body's way of preserving energy. For more, check out this month's issue of Good Enough. The former publisher of High Times magazine announced this week that he plans to run for governor of New York in 2014, adding, 2014, that's like the future, man. China is claiming that his dog can successfully add figures that include fractions. Man, it was bad enough when our kids were only competing with Chinese children. Residents of Brooklyn who live near the new Barclays Center are complaining that large number of people have been urinating on the streets and behind buildings after Brooklyn Nets games and also for the last 200 years. New research shows that giving teenage girls HPV vaccinations does not encourage them to have sex. Then what does? Said teenage boys. What does?
In an interview in Vanity Fair magazine, Madonna criticizes New York City, saying that it doesn't feel alive, crackling with that synergy it had in the 1980s. Said New York City, right back at you.
Tigers must be wondering, why is he dragging us into this? We're full of tiger blood, and we don't behave like that. We're noble jungle cats, and if we want gazelles, we have to chase them down and catch them. We don't call a service and have two of them show up at our hotel room. And the biggest loser? Winning. Doesn't seem to mean the same thing anymore. In Brazil, who raided the headquarters of the country's most notorious drug lord, discovered a mural on a wall depicting Justin Bieber. Still, it's the end of the line for Brazilian drug kingpin Chelsea. With deeper voices are more likely to be suspected of cheating in a relationship. Also suspected, men with suddenly high voices. But honey, we're just friends. I can't have lunch with a friend. According to researchers, the world's koala population is being ravaged by chlamydia, with 50 to 80% of the animals infected with the disease. Sadly, the number is even higher among inner-city koalas. He has been sentenced to 33 months in prison for threatening President Obama in a poem called The Sniper, and I would guess that poetry is the absolute worst answer you can give to the question, what are you in for? Opening day for the Yankees, and Friday was here goes nothing day for the Mets. A house in the U.S. this week will finally pay off the last of the $94 million in reparations it owed for World War I, said a German accountant. Okay, is that this done? What's next? Oh, right. Inside have discovered a 2,400-year-old pot of soup, so apparently even the ancient Chinese had trouble throwing out leftover Chinese. Police in Pittsburgh are saying that a growing number of prostitutes in the area are now taking credit cards for payment. So on the one hand, a sad and desperate sexual encounter under the cover of night, but on the other hand, airline miles. The new trend of men paying prostitutes with credit cards explains why pimps all over Pittsburgh are saying, bitch better have my merchant copy. Claiming that her room at New York's famed Waldorf Astoria Hotel had bed bugs. Super fancy bed bugs. Claire Buffy, who is currently Miss New York, said that when she competes in the upcoming Miss America pageant, she will be championing gay rights as part of her campaign. Sounds like someone finally figured out who still watches the Miss America pageant. Black Eyed Peas will hold a free concert in Central Park this summer. A free Black Eyed Peas concert? That's just too true to be good. A 100-year-old man reported this week that New York gubernatorial candidate Jimmy McMillan of the Rent is Too Damn High party has not had to pay rent on his $800 a month Brooklyn apartment since the 80s. Confronted with this fact, McMillan changed the name of his party to the Water Pressure is Too Damn Low party. In Switzerland is warning dog owners that if they do not pay the annual $50 tax on dogs, their pets will be euthanized. Switzerland, neutral on Nazis, tough on dogs. McDonald's is spending $1 billion to renovate their restaurants to be more welcoming places where people will want to hang out, like a Starbucks. Of course, people don't hang out at McDonald's, they end up at McDonald's. Survived after falling 20 stories from an apartment window and landing on a parked car. And since it was China, the air helped break his fall. He was taken to the hospital suffering from an aggravated hernia after he reportedly spent more than 24 hours partying with 5 women and a briefcase full of cocaine. It was a smart move keeping the cocaine in a briefcase, because then if anyone saw him, they'd definitely think, there goes Charlie Sheen with some paperwork. That 50-year-old man with sunglasses and cargo shorts must be going to an important meeting. 25,000th Big Mac on the 39th anniversary of eating the first one. Then afterwards, he ate a piece of broccoli and died. Drowsy driving is responsible for nearly 17% of all driving fatalities. That's a lot of blood on your hands, prairie home companion. Campaign to brand itself as a diner where customers can feel a warmth and connection with their servers instead of what it is now, a 24/7 competitive eating Thunderdome. New Oxford American Dictionary named Sarah Palin's refudiate, a word she first used on Twitter, Word of the Year, which brings us to a segment called Come On, Dictionary. Suggests that tiny fish used in a trendy new type of pedicure in which they feed on the dead skin on people's feet contain a type of antibiotic-resistant bacteria that spreads infections. Though on the bright side, that would kill all the right people. Please. A Michigan woman is being terrorized by a 25-pound wild turkey that bumps and claws at her whenever she leaves her home, and sometimes it just sits across the street in a car watching her. According to a new report from the Centers for Disease Control, for the first time in 45 years, homicide is no longer among the top 15 leading causes of death in the U.S. In fact, 3 of the top spots are just menu items at IHOP. Who is known for dressing up as Batman was arrested this week for an April Fool's Day prank in which he threatened to blow up a hospital unless he was paid $1 million. A rare bad decision from an adult known for dressing up as Batman. Religious leaders in Saudi Arabia are warning women with tempting eyes that they must cover them up or face punishment, a warning that doesn't really concern Salima. A farmer in Ohio is claiming that his cows are now producing better quality milk after he bought water beds for them. Unfortunately, the cows are now super into three-ways. Producing a new pizza with hot dogs baked into the crust. It's called the Rock Bottom Supreme. And conveniently, the box doubles as a suicide note. Released their annual list of the 400 richest Americans with Bill Gates at the top of the list with $59 billion. Man, it really is amazing how much money you can save when you cut your own hair. Officials in Texas are trying to stop the influx of wild donkeys that are crossing the border from Mexico and harming native plants, so the one time it would actually work, it doesn't occur to them to put up a fence. It would work with donkeys. A judge this week ordered a man who had a fight with his wife to take her out to dinner at Red Lobster. Red Lobster, where people are sentenced to dinner. Drug has been approved that can help a man achieve an erection in 15 minutes, although, as many women have told me, it's not a race. The owner of a convenience store in Iowa sent a memo to his staff this week offering $10 to the person who can guess the next cashier to be fired. That's when one cashier burst into his office naked and yelled, "Can we bet on ourselves?" Cost-cutting measures, school children in a town in Spain have been told to limit their use of toilet paper to 82 feet a month. That is outrageous, or totally acceptable. I have no idea how much toilet paper that is. According to a new study, 70% of mothers of overweight toddlers thought their children were normal weight, about the same percentage who thought it was normal for a big wheel to trail sparks. Maine this past weekend competed in the annual wife carrying championship, which means that afterwards 49 couples drove home in stony silence. Good carrying. Books in China is called Wolf Dad, which highlights a man's method of beating his children so that they would get into a good college, you know, like wolves do. It was discovered that a female chimpanzee living in an animal sanctuary in Louisiana got pregnant despite the fact that all the males there had been given vasectomies. So either someone made a mistake or we're about to meet chimpanzee Jesus. From consumers, Bank of America announced Tuesday that it was abandoning its plan to charge customers a $5 fee to use their debit cards. You did it, guys. You forced Bank of America to change the name of that fee. What's this? Password rental fee. Makers of skee-ball machines is suing a Brooklyn bar for trademark infringement for billing itself as the national home of brew skee-ball. They intend to sue for either $10, $20, or $50 million. New kids mocks this week that children can also wear as a crown, so now your kids can pretend that they're the king of diabetes.
A new doll is being sold as an alternative to Barbie called Lamely, which has the body of an average 19-year-old girl and not, as the name suggests, the body of a cartoon sheep.
A Kentucky woman was arrested on charges that she tried to sell her newborn baby to help pay for legal expenses in another case. Said the woman, "All right, how many babies is this one going to cost me?"
A new report shows that since 2010, the population of New York City has grown by more than 380,000 people, as well as almost 1 million street Elmos. A new study suggests that eating a lot of fish may not actually make people smarter. And that makes sense when you consider which one of your friends is constantly saying, "We should get sushi."
Announced this week that it is developing a new series with Sarah Palin that will focus on the outdoors. Said John McCain, again, I am so sorry.
The U.S. Memory Championships were held recently, and for the third time, the winner was Nelson Del.
Firefighters in Florida rescued a 7-foot boa constrictor from a house fire. "Oh, crap," said a rabbit holding a gas can. China's first moon rover, the Jade Rabbit, this week began its mission exploring the lunar surface. The rover is reportedly searching for a good location to leave some menus.
It was announced this week that in an upcoming issue of Life with Archie, the main character Archie Andrews will die, following a lifelong struggle with blue balls.
The U.S. Postal Service has announced that it is destroying an entire run of activity-oriented stamps after they were criticized for depicting unsafe activities, such as skateboarding without pads. Guys, what were you thinking? You know kids will do anything they see on a stamp. Police in London say that a thief tried to steal the urn containing Sigmund Freud's ashes. He is being charged with robbery in the second penis. Degree. Oh, my God. Wow.
China accidentally unearthed a 700-year-old figurine after he pulled over to the side of the road to relieve himself and discovered he was urinating on the object. It's a story the man loves to tell most when people are holding the figurine.
A 6-foot-long alligator in Florida tried to enter a local Walmart before being lured away. It's quite a coincidence because an alligator walking into Walmart is the Florida state flag. A Victoria's Secret in Texas banned a woman from breastfeeding her son in the lingerie store. Apparently, they don't want anyone to get the wrong idea about what breasts are for. Take a second.
Thank you. Oh, Cecily, I was just handed a bulletin. Apparently, we have some breaking news.
Breaking nudes. No, breaking news.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, let's take a look. It's breaking news.
A new report shows that the number of rats seen in the New York City subway system has dropped by 3% since last year, which raises the terrifying question, what's eating New York City's rats? During a ceremony this week at the Vatican in which 2 doves were released by children in the name of world peace, a seagull and crow swooped down and attacked the doves. Said former Pope Benedict, "Excellent, my pet." Good, right? That was enough. I think that was enough.
It was prom night in many parts of the country, so if you're watching this live, sorry, buddy.
Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel this week criticized a ruling that the New World Trade Center was taller than his city's Willis Tower, saying that the Trade Center's 400-foot spire is just an antenna and should not count. Responded Mayor Bloomberg, he's just mad because I'm taller than him.
Taco Bell announced this week that it will start selling breakfast foods, including a waffle taco. Finally, said people who wear sweatpants out of necessity. The breakfast items are part of Taco Bell's new campaign, Taco Bell, Way Más.
Ideas for a contest to develop a new type of condom to increase their use, including one with pull tabs so they can be put on more easily. Though, is anyone really saying, this is too difficult, I'll just raise a child?
Industry experts are saying that the best actor at tomorrow night's Oscars will go to either Michael B. Jordan, an actor who embodied two separate roles exploring themes of race and ancestral trauma, or Ping Pong Guy.
Last week, President Trump hosted multiple events at the Kennedy Center, including an award ceremony for Sylvester Stallone, Gloria Gaynor, and rock band Kiss, as well as a musical performance by the Village People, which raises the question, is Donald Trump a gay man from 1978? Sentencing, he pleaded for mercy, saying that the things he did were disgusting, shameful, and sick. In fact, just thinking about it makes him harder than grandma's candy. A statue has been unveiled at the U.S. Capitol of Barbara Rose Johns, a black teenager who led a protest against school segregation. And right behind it is a statue of Thomas Jefferson going, Planning to release a silver dollar with President Trump's face on it, and then on the other side, he has Harriet Tubman in a headlock.
The White House tweeted a graphic of Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. that said, quote, "We are ending the war on protein." Good, because I know a couple fellas who are extremely pro-teen.
Magazine for using a bad picture of him on the cover, saying, quote, "They disappeared my hair." And I gotta agree, that thing do look waxed. A new report shows that Disney World's upcoming Villains Land will feature iconic Disney characters such as Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty, Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, Jafar from Aladdin, and Melania from the inauguration. Curtis Sliwa, a Republican candidate for mayor of New York and the world's only White Panther, has been endorsed by Rudy Giuliani. But Giuliani only likes him because his poll numbers are between 9 and 11. 9/11.
I don't like how much you just assumed that would be normal and laugh at it. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz compared the Trump administration's immigration crackdown to the Nazi occupation described in the Diary of Anne Frank. But remember, this administration has always ignored the stories told by young girls.
Calling Zohran Mamdani a far-left radical as well as a jihadist. But he can't be far-left and a jihadist. I mean, what do you think he's going to do? Turn ISIS into THESIS?
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the former prince and current river corpse, has been arrested and now may be banned from ever taking the throne. In fact, the royal family said the only way he can become king is if it comes down to either him or Meghan. Astronauts on the International Space Station are testing a new process that makes food using their own urine. They're also testing a new dessert called I Can't Believe It's Not Brownie.
A passenger on Japan Airlines posted a picture of a seat cushion on the plane that features a cheek splitter wedge in the middle, which is very confusing because cheek splitter is also the Japanese title for heated rivalry. Republican women are privately blaming Speaker Mike Johnson for no women being elected chairs of House committees. But Johnson claims he's just following legal precedent set in the landmark case of Bros v. Hoes.